Hey guys, so I know a lot of people deal with low back pain. It tends to be the most common joint issue that people deal with across the country. Most people just immediately go to the doctor to try to get a pain med to mask the pain they're dealing with rather than addressing the root cause. The majority of the time, not always, but most of the time, the root cause is coming from over tightness of the hips. Your hips are a very complex joint that deal with a lot of large muscles that get very tight and worked a lot, in which case they might pull on the hips. So your erector spinae, the low back muscles attached to the hips, they go all the way up through the spine. They're connected to the hips, the same the glutes are, the same the hip flexors are, the same the hamstrings are. So if your hamstrings, your glutes, all these muscles become too tight and overworked, they tug on the hips, which tug on the low back. Therefore, a lot of the times we just need to go through hip stretches. So that's what we're going to go through today. 3 simple stretches that anybody can do to help relieve the tension in your low back. Exercise number 1, or stretch number 1, is a hamstring stretch. Some of you might know, reach down and touch your toes like you did in gym class. This one is a little bit more intentional with trying to lengthen up the spine. Notice she has a slight bend in her knees. Her hips are pointed back. Your hamstrings connect from right below the knees and they connect at the bottom of the hips. That's all you have to lengthen. You don't have to fold through the spine to get a good hamstring stretch. Exercise number 2, or stretch number 2, is a pigeon pose, okay? You can go into tabletop, slide one knee and foot forward, the other one gets back, creating that rotation through the hip joint. You can either have an arch spine or you can go down to your elbows and have a little bit of a round, whichever feels the best. Overall, what we are trying to do is stretch out the muscles in your hips, your piriformis and your glutes especially. And then stretch number 3, my all-time favorite, lying on your back, arms out to a T, one leg is up and across your body, looking away from that leg. So we have full twisting through the spine, again, targeting the hips, the outside of the hips a little bit more. We are now starting to actually stretch your erector spinae, but this is the only one because our focus isn't on those low back muscles. They're on the hips. Those are the largest muscles. They get the tightest. They tend to cause the most tension. We have this video for you. We're going to do a whole series over back pain. Our next video will be a few more stretches, working on a little bit more minor muscles to help relieve that tension. We'll see you soon.